the untrained eye, you look like everyone else. But you have another side. Embrace it with a machine that's worthy of you. Stylish on the outside, savage on the inside. Legion by Lenovo, powered by Intel Core i7 processors.
Hi guys, and welcome back to the Rise of Legion CSGO tournament powered by Lenovo and Intel, and we have AFK Gaming as our media partner. I am your host, Apollonia, and joining me is the one and only Shade Slayer, brilliant caster and analyst. Hi there.
Hey Apollonia, how are you doing?
I'm great, and I'm so happy that today is the second day of the round of 256. Now, yesterday we had two games,
Yeah.
and we saw Wasted Potential and Raw GG make it out of RO 256. And just a quick recap, we did see both maps, which were Mirage and Overpass. What were some takeaways from that, Shade?
I think the primary takeaway was something we discussed throughout the entire day yesterday, and that was the fact that when things are not going your way, it is the captain's onus to actually call a timeout and put a stop to that momentum, because in both those matches, it was a case of where the opponents started to run away with a few consecutive rounds, but the opponents did absolutely nothing about it. And within a span of 10-15 minutes, it was 10 rounds plus down, right? And at that point of time, the match was too far away from the point of no return. So I think it is many of the teams today are going to pay a little more attention to that, not really let the opponents build any kind of momentum, put a halt to that, maybe come in with a few alternate strategies that they can use if plan A isn't working.
All right. So yes, we were talking about pause timers, and we saw very one-sided games, which is pretty normal in the round of 256. You see a lot of teams with different skill levels, and they'll come against each other. And we also did see that pattern that the teams that started off on CT side actually were the stronger teams, and they just wrecked when they were in the defensive side. So
yeah, so both those maps are slightly CT favored, though now with the change to Mirage, I'd say it's a lot more even. But the first map that we're going to get to see today is Dust 2. This is one of that maps that I personally feel is very even Stevens. So side doesn't really play a very big part, and it is more of a map where it is less in terms of being very strategic and more in terms of being aim dueled. So, and I believe game one is all but ready to go live. With that, let's jump straight into the action. Deimos Force versus kILLERZ. It will be kILLERZ starting on the CT side. We have Deimos Force starting on the T side. Joining me is OG, the low-res chicken for this. OG, what's up?
Well, it's been a pretty rainy day, but let's hope that these murky clouds don't ruin how we're gonna enjoy this game. Let's see if this long pitch is gonna be any amount of successful, because so far the CTs have mounted a real good defense, buying a lot of time for the rotation. They're trying to split the defense by having this mid-pressing. It's not really working out, though. They need to win the game at the end of the day. Outlaw just running away with the frag. No questions asked. Still left in 1v3. Through the smoke, he goes down. And there goes the T-side fist.
Well, that was pretty much Outlaw there towards the mid-round. Coming in out through the mid-doors, able to find a couple of individual duels there. And Deimos Force, I believe they won the knife round and started off on the T side. So they're off to a good start. Looks like they're pretty confident. Look at this rush towards long though. They're all coming in, and 8 crew mows the first one down. Now it would be unwise to push the issue here, OG.
One thing that many teams need to get wind of is how you need to approach this kind of rounds. Yeah, you have only pistols to work with, but you should realize that at least 2 of the players on your opposing side would have SMGs, which indicates that they are going to be farming up money for the buy round. As a CT, it's very imperative that you do not give the T-side as much economy to flourish, because from the get-go, it's real easy for the T-side to grow their economy comparative to the CT side. You didn't make it as hard as humanly possible for them to get utility, get into that comfort zone, essentially. Because Dust 2, like I said in the pregame, is a blend of both your aim and the short-term utility uses that you have. You need to have really effective support and a buddy system in this map, especially on the CD side.
And it looks like that we're going to just rush up through short. A hate crew almost doesn't spot Maverick out, but he's just going to be able to burst him down with the Mac-10 despite having some range on, and he finds another. This man is an absolute headshot machine. Free haircuts served on the A bomb site, and Deimos Force is going to have no issue getting their 3rd round on the board. The gun round for kILLERZ just not going their way.
Well, you call those haircuts, Shade. Now I know why many people aren't opting in for any of them. Damn, that was brutal. The rush with the Mac-10. I don't think anybody from kILLERZ were expecting such a dominant start from Deimos Force.
And especially considering that kILLERZ were on the buy there, and Deimos Force were still hanging on to one of the SMGs, so they decide to play it up aggressively, and the aggression does pay off. Now, I don't see these rifles making it to the next round. The Deimos Force seemed like they are a force to be reckoned with, OG.
You just cannot take them lightly. Right now, if you're kILLERZ, you need to get on a complete eco, and you need to make sure that you're up with your utility game. The one thing that can stop a T-side from playing overly aggressive is beautiful, aggressive nade usage. This is something that you see many of the top-tier teams do on their T side, but it's equally as effective on their CT side. For those who are a little unaware, mollies have been more of a go-to for the pro scene, but the nade offers 2 things that the molly doesn't. One is burst damage, and the second is a slow, which helps you get the tag and back gun with literally any weapon. You have a Mac-10, you have an M4, it doesn't matter. Just like it doesn't matter whether you stack towards long, they are just coming at you. This is the beauty of utility. You're taking the fight on your turf, on your terms. You are not uncomfortable one bit.
Well, as of now, Deimos Force running away with the start of this best of 1 round of 256 match for the Rise of Legion CSGO tournament powered by Lenovo and Intel. This was pretty much the case with the 2 games we witnessed yesterday as well on stream. The team that does start off strong, manages to run away with it. Let's see if some of these teams, especially kILLERZ, have learnt a trick or 2 and maybe at least call a timeout for first if they do end up losing this one as well, OG.
Exactly. Right now, they need to be mentally composed to take this fight. It doesn't seem like Deimos Force want anything to do with convention. This triple boost, not something that you see every day, and hence they're trying to pull it off. They're trying to get kILLERZ into as much of a tilt as humanly possible.
And Vendetta spotted this, but
he's trying to dodge the flash, trying to make his way out. He has cover, but no! No, Sid, you were supposed to hold this line. SRV actually gets in the nick of time. Blake missed, the only in. There is just simply no way that kILLERZ could even contest towards side. Hate coming in from the back line, striking towards short. And this has just gone to a disaster. Hate Crew, he's still there. He's still lurking behind them. Where in bloody hell could kILLERZ even feel safe? They are getting killed here. Oh boy. The names turn against them.
well, they take a gamble there. They decide, hey, there's a flash coming in, and we're not going to stand our ground and fight this inside the site. Instead, he decides to join up with the rest of his teammates outside of B. But as soon as they relinquish the site, their Deimos Force, clinical in shutting down any sort of a retake attempt from kILLERZ. They just got picked one by one. And the looming threat of a backstab coming in pretty much kept the CTs in bed there just long enough for Deimos to just seal the round down, OG.
That's the thing, right? When you talk about applying pressure, this is the best way to do it. Oh boy.
Oh my lord.
Yeah, Q. Yeah, I think he should just download Fraps right now. He can just have a nice montage ready by the end of the map.
I mean, Outlaw right there gets the job done.
Yeah, just a cash.
Absolutely. Yeah, that was a drive-by if I've ever seen one. Just casually walks out of short, drops down into CT, one after another. I think kILLERZ at this point of time, just got to get their basics right. It was a question where there's already 2 kills down on the A side, and the player playing outside of B still had no clue whatsoever for that push. I think it's just a question of being a little more aware, and they might just stand a chance of getting more frags, but the push through long, unrelenting.
They're getting sandwiched. Yeah, exactly. Relentless aggression. That's exactly the name of the game that is being enforced on kILLERZ right now, with Vendetta being the sole survivor. Probably save, but it doesn't seem like Deimos Force are going to have any mercy. Through the smoke, SRV plays Vendetta. This seems to be a quickie shade. Another quickie.
Yep, looking at how this match is heading, at least the direction in which it's heading, it seems to be another fast one unless kILLERZ can drastically change up the way that they're approaching this. But on the CT side, right now, what do you do? Do you straight up take gamble, a few gambles where you play aggressive, or maybe try and stack a few sides? This round, it's of course not really going to matter. They're echoing, and there should be a straight up round as Zolo King is charging through window.
Kind of a dance, but Vendetta does end up biting the dust. Well, right now, if you are kILLERZ, there are a couple of things you can do to counter what Deimos Force are trying to enforce upon you. Right now, the T side is just given mid control for absolutely free. How you can contest this is, you can just relinquish long, you can have 2 players boosted up towards short and 1 man contesting in from mid towards doors. That way, you try and at least pose some kind of threat, right? You cannot make the T side feel so comfortable when they're on the aggressive stance. They need to always have the benefit of the doubt, say, okay, do I peek this angle? Do I take the risk of getting that frag and potentially losing my life? Right now, there is simply none of that going through Deimos Force's mind. That looked like a shot that almost hit.
And another thing straight up that kILLERZ, I would say, are at fault at is utility usage. We have seen absolutely nothing from kILLERZ to stop this push from Deimos Force. Deimos Force right now just charging through to whichever part of the map they want to, and unfortunately kILLERZ have nothing to stop them. They're just straight up taking aim duels, which I don't believe is the best option at the moment. You want to use those smokes, you want to use that utility with your nades, try and slow the push coming in from Deimos Force, because right now A side, B side, mid, they're free to go wherever they want with almost no resistance from kILLERZ, OG.
Yeah, absolutely none to speak of, because even when they have utility, you never see them use it in a defensive manner. It's just them prioritizing aim fights rather than trying to prioritize staying alive, buying time, and playing that buddy system, which is what Dust2 is very, very infamous for. You could use that buddy system in the CT side to try getting aggressive. You go towards long, towards short, even towards big tunnels. But who cares about buddies when you can just flag your way out? Ooh, he spots the shoulder and
he's just styling on Deimos Force right now, but there we go. The all from SRE, man, through the doors, double digits. Yeah, right now I think Deimos Force is a question of putting on a show for the viewers out there. kILLERZ, their money is pretty much in the dumpsters right now. But if you're kILLERZ right now, I don't think you're in a situation where you really want to try and stabilize the economy. You probably just want to keep buying to a point where you just win a round or two, try and get some form, get some momentum on your side, and maybe take things from there. But Hate True is having none of it. His charge is through.
The rush through long as well. Should be another round for Deimos Force. Some resistance offered, but not enough to keep them at bay. As 3 versus 4, this is the closest from since they've been to winning a round. Sadly, this is a fleeting prospect as well. Sid's the sole survivor. What could he do in this position? Hikaru is just running at him, chasing the frag and the IR. 11-0. Are we in for a 16-0? Mind you, this is going to be the first 16-0 of the tournament, so getting it on day 2?
I wouldn't really count on a 16-0 rather just yet. Deimos Force are clearly in the driver's seat though, but we've seen on multiple occasions matches where one team just gets a little too comfortable and a couple of nutty shots from the opposite side, and all of a sudden there's that one round on the board, maybe 2. But going by what I've seen in the first 11 rounds, that seems highly unlikely.
Highly unlikely. Well, at least for now, what kILLERZ could potentially focus on is how they can improve as a team. No doubt, individually, they might be brilliant players where they can take aim duels against people who are perhaps what some would consider higher than their caliber. What they're missing right now is chemistry. And the only way you build chemistry is to learn different versions of the game. Rather than prioritizing individual engagements and individual success, you need to set each other up for success. And that's how you win as a team. That's how you inculcate the buddy system. That's how you get each other's back. So maybe this is more of a learning experience for kILLERZ. And I'm sure they can take a lot away from this game. That's just the tip of the iceberg which I've just itched. They can just focus on so many other aspects and improve on them on a daily basis.
Yeah, it's at the end of the day a very good learning experience for most of the players who've this pretty much might be their first real tournament experience, and just being able, I think, firstly to keep your calm in big matches like this just pretty much comes from experience. You play a lot of tournaments, you practice a lot, and eventually once you have done enough of both of that, you'll be in a much better position to compete, OG.
Yeah, patience does lead to perseverance, and I guess that's the route that many of these teams in this tournament will learn the harder way, because again, this is a single elimination tournament. So you need to be on your A game every single day you're on the field or on the server, it depends. 13-0 nonetheless. So far, Deimos Force with that looked like, again, these shots look like they're gonna connect, but SRB has been doing real good so far. No question about that. Finally, an early man advantage. kILLERZ, they take that engagement and they win it out, but as soon as they get it, it just goes down the barrel yet again. 2 versus 4. How many times have you seen this game return? At this point, just cue the music. Since all over, 1 versus 4. Beautiful headshot. And we approach the last round of the game, of the half, just like that.
Yeah, last round of the first half. Deimos Force, flawless performance thus far. 14-0 kILLERZ. Gonna have to force buy into this one. Couple of Amasas, P90, the Axam. Not very promising. 4-3-1-1, 3 kills so far. The flashbangs pretty much pushes the player at the mid doors away, allowing Mysol just runs up, gets the first headshot, and he knows exactly where the player is. Yeah, he's spotted out at Goose from the player at long.
And Easy takedown. It's Lolz towards CT, who is gonna be the last man standing. 15-0. A perfect half coming in from the T side. And Dust 2. We talked a lot about this towards before the stream, in fact, how teams need to approach this map and how every map has a different formula of success, right? Right now, we've seen a clear display of that from Deimos Force, where they're more than comfortable taking the aim duels. I'll be more interested to see this team in this map when they're facing off against equal opposition, because that's when the utility comes into the picture. When you're going to take down someone who is at your same level, the support element is going to be really, really crucial, and I'd love to see how Deimos Force have set up. Beautiful shot to open the round with, and that's going to allow Hector to just slide on through undetected, double headshot to end the game. 16
Yeah, that was
0.
16-0. A clean sweep there to close out the first match for the day. And that was as flawless as it gets, Apollonia.
Oh my goodness, that was a complete stomping coming from the side of Deimos Force. Now, we know that they are quite a well-known esports organization. They have teams across many games, and they are seasoned players. They know what they're doing. And unfortunately, kILLERZ, you guys did mention that their basics are not quite as polished. So
Yeah.
I think that's ultimately why it happened. It was just an unfortunate first round of 256 for kILLERZ. They went
Yep.
against some of the best.
I mean, at the end of the day, 230 teams
Yeah.
taking part across 3 countries, a lot of different styles of players, different skill set. It is best of one single elimination for the first few rounds, so you gotta be ready to go up against the best. And unfortunately today, kILLERZ, it wasn't really a competition. Deimos Force clearly the better team, and they're gonna comfortably sail through to the round of 128.
All right, so that makes Deimos Force the first team on stream to make it out of the round of 256. So don't go away, guys. We are coming back with the second game. Now, this is the Rise of Legion CSGO tournament powered by Lenovo and Intel that you're watching. Our media partner is AFK Gaming. We'll be back very shortly. Stick around, subscribe to this channel, and click that notification bell. Until then, we'll see you.
To the untrained eye, you look like everyone else. But you have another side. Embrace it with a machine that's worthy of you. Stylish on the outside, savage on the inside. Legion by Lenovo, powered by Intel Core i7 processors. To the untrained eye, you look like everyone else. But you have another side. Embrace it with a machine that's worthy of you. Stylish on the outside, savage on the inside. Legion by Lenovo, powered by Intel Core i7 processors. To the untrained eye, you look like everyone else. But you have another side. Embrace it with a machine that's worthy of you. Stylish on the outside, savage on the inside. Legion by Lenovo, powered by Intel Core i7 processors. To the untrained eye, you look like everyone else. But you have another side. Embrace it with a machine that's worthy of you. Stylish on the outside, savage on the inside. Legion by Lenovo, powered by Intel Core i7 processors. To the untrained eye, you look like everyone else. But you have another side. Embrace it with a machine that's worthy of you. Stylish on the outside, savage on the inside. Legion by Lenovo, powered by Intel Core i7 processors. To the untrained eye, you look like everyone else. But you have another side. Embrace it with a machine that's worthy of you. Stylish on the outside, savage on the inside. Legion by Lenovo, powered by Intel Core i7 processors. To the untrained eye, you look like everyone else. But you have another side. Embrace it with a machine that's worthy of you. Stylish on the outside, savage on the inside. Legion by Lenovo, powered by Intel Core i7 processors. To the untrained eye, you look like everyone else. But you have another side. Embrace it with a machine that's worthy of you. Stylish on the outside, savage on the inside. Legion by Lenovo, powered by Intel Core i7 processors. To the untrained eye, you look like everyone else. But you have another side. Embrace it with a machine that's worthy of you. Stylish on the outside, savage on the inside. Legion by Lenovo, powered by Intel Core i7 processors. To the untrained eye, you look like everyone else. But you have another side. Embrace it with a machine that's worthy of you. Stylish on the outside, savage on the inside. Legion by Lenovo, powered by Intel Core i7 processors. To the untrained eye, you look like everyone else. But you have another side. Embrace it with a machine that's worthy of you. Stylish on the outside, savage on the inside. Legion by Lenovo, powered by Intel Core i7 processors. To the untrained eye, you look like everyone else. But you have another side. Embrace it with a machine that's worthy of you. Stylish on the outside, savage on the inside. Legion by Lenovo, powered by Intel Core i7 processors. To the untrained eye, you look like everyone else. But you have another side. Embrace it with a machine that's worthy of you. Stylish on the outside, savage on the inside. Legion by Lenovo, powered by Intel Core i7 processors.
Hi guys, and welcome back to the Rise of Legion CSGO tournament powered by Lenovo and Intel. And we have AFK Gaming as our media partner. I am back once again with the amazing Shade Slayer. And let's just have a quick recap before we jump into map number 2, which is game number 2, sorry. And we just saw Deimos Force make it over to the next round. And today is the round of 256, it's day 2. And we saw a skill mishmash. Just give us a quick rundown on what happened.
We've seen 3 matches that have pretty much been leaning towards one team. Clearly, all 3 matches, one of the teams was much higher skill than the other, and there's little to no resistance put up. And yep, here's hoping that Tier 1 versus We Own All turns out to be very different.
All right. So the next match that we have is We Own All versus Tier 1, like you just said. And the map will be Inferno.
Yeah, and I believe that there's, okay, it's yet to get on its way. So Inferno, we did see it yesterday as well.
Yeah.
A map where I'd say it is the go-to map in Indian competitive scene here today. In the top tier. So I'm sure both these teams are very familiar with it. You get to play a lot of it almost every single day if you're putting in a lot of time to CSGO. So yeah, I do expect both the teams to be comfortable with the map, but whether they're going to be equally skilled enough, that we're going to have to wait for the match and see.
All right. And I hope that it will be a close match, but it's hard to say. There's always going to be a big skill difference so early in the tournament. And let's just bring back that point about how players should utilize the timeout a little bit more. Did we see that in the first game, Deimos Force versus kILLERZ?
We didn't get to see any of it. It was a complete 16-0. No timeouts called. 16 rounds on the trot from start to finish. However, compared to the matches yesterday, I'd say this time the skill between the two teams was, the gap was a lot more. I think we saw that time and again in a few rounds where one of the teams just pretty much charged in every single round with absolutely nothing stopping them, frag after frag. We saw once Outlaw just run up through A shot, drop down CT, take out players all the way mid to B as well. So
yeah, it was mad. And We Own All and Tier 1, I haven't seen any of them. Have you? Do you know?
I haven't really seen anyone from the two teams here today, but I have gotten a sneak peek into the matches on stream tomorrow and day after, and not to give anything away, but we do have some big guns going up, so that's going to be very exciting as well. Here's to hoping that this match goes down to the wire as well. Inferno, we'll have to wait and see how things play out. So predictions, not really much to break down on, since I don't really know the two squads and the players in them per se, but I think I'm going to go with We Own All.
Okay, We Own All. I'll go for Tier 1 then. So let's see how that pans out when we come back, and we'll see who owes the other one dinner.
Yeah.
So,
and yep, with that, we are ready to jump into the first round matchup. Tier 1 versus We Own All. I'm Shade Slayer. Joining me for the cast is OG, the low-res chicken. OG, what's up?
Well, I'm actually very excited to see this map, Shade, and for a reason that you might not expect. I actually follow the players from Weo and all. Captain Cook is one of the older players who was trying to break it out in 2019, and well, Hellboy, beautiful entry. They are trying to hold on to this A side, but bruh, exactly what he'd be telling to his USP. Can't land any of the foul shots to the head, but Hellboy certainly could. Patrick, I think he's the first from PTSD. Oh, there we go. Yeah, he's just giving the game away. That was his chance. Lost it by a mile. It's all left on a twist to try retrieve something. But all he's gonna get is a bullet to his head. We own all. They literally owned everyone in the server.
Man, that was a fast pistol round. A quick hit from mid yields them 2 kills there towards Arches, and the retake didn't even see the light of day there from tier 1, and we own all. Comfortable pistol round, but something that we usually don't see, a force buy in the second one from the CT side. OG.
Yeah, it's not something that you'd expect ever. Let's see if they're able to pull this one out of the bag. They have low utility and already an SSB down the drain. Daddy's good for 1. I'm not really sure if they expected Jetar. Yeah, he's only good for 1. This is the thing, right? Even though they did force in, we own all 2 players are down. If they're able to down another player, I'd say this is decent. Yeah, it's fairly decent. They're keeping the economy of we own all as humble as humanly possible. If they're willing to keep the same pressure up throughout the entirety of the half, as soon as tier 1 win a round, they have the potential to break the economy that we own all are trying to build right now.
A pretty fast second round there coming in from we own all, but tier 1. I think if they get 1 more kill there in that B hole, it would have made things a little more interesting there, but at the end they still were able to bring it down to a 2v2, but the push through the smoke doesn't, the gamble doesn't really pay off, and we on all take the second CTs, and they're back on a pretty hard eco here, OG.
Yeah, it looks pretty rough. Hopefully, they're able to just get a couple of kills, right? Keep the economy, as I said, as humble as possible.
And right now,
it's a good strat from We On All, though. They are just playing it as safe as they can. And the best thing here is they're allowing Hellboy to go on the hunt. This is the SMG. The more money the SMG farms, the better it is for the team. Hellboy, pistol out, but bruh, just outduels him. And now, bombs planted. The objective for We On All is to lose this AK. And the shotgun. Honest is just giving them a huge and nasty flex.
yeah, that was well played there by We On All. They didn't really rush in towards any of the side. They knew that tier 1 might just be up for a stack there. They're able to sniff that out, get to an MTA bomb site, drop the C4 down, and pretty much run back towards the B bomb site for the cleanup. Tier 1, this time they do have the rifles out. Not much in terms of utility, but they have the big green on Patrick.
Let's hope that this tries and put a stop to the momentum that we all have accumulated with the Negev. With the Negev, this is how confident they are. Alexi B, the sawn off in this range is nice! Bam! Here comes the pain train, and he's supposed to play to his grave as well, but sadly he gets delivered 2-1. Down at 2 versus 4, Patrick still has the AWP, mind you, and he's on the rotation from Speedway. Captain Cook's making a lot of noise. Patrick knows that there is a man who stopped by, but the Negev about is just hustling charge. Daddy Nelly left to save all to his lonesome, but they're going to be on the hunt. They've picked up the AWP as well, and bump goes the Weasel. Wiz comes in with the final kill. 4-0, and this might just be another whitewash of any game.
Yeah, it's too early for that though. We On All, however, start off very strong there. The gun round from tier 1 decide to force in with no utility, and regardless, there was 2 good peaks that Patrick did get towards Banana. Unfortunately, he wasn't really able to convert on those situations, and that ends up being pretty expensive as We On All rush their way towards the A site. And let's see if Alexi He get one shot off with the Nova.
But no cigar. Daddy, down at 21 HP, Captain Cook has gotten control towards apartments though. The one thing that I'm a little concerned for Tier 1 is they've not taken any aggressive control through the map. They've relinquished control of A apartments. They've relinquished control towards Banana. Now they're going to retake it, which is risky. And they're going to be counting their stars because Vietnam are not in a position to capitalize on it. Rather, they're going to capitalize on the MTV bomb side. Captain Cook reads the rotation like a book. Patrick sent down a bikini bottom as it's only going to be Chris. 5-0, likely going to be on the board. And boy, we own all. With such a dominant start, it's going to be really hard for Tier 1 to recuperate this loss coming in so early. Because their economy is not only in shambles. Oh boy. So is their confidence.
I'm surprised that Chris didn't spot the head out. He pretty much looked straight at the player there. But he wasn't expecting a boost. And we own all. Another quick cleanup. They did get the early man advantage there, did Tier 1, but unfortunately when the push came to shove there towards the B side, no utility. They straight up take the gunfights, won by the T side, and Tier 1 absolutely no chance of a retake. They, however, are committing 4 players towards Banana, and Ades M249 mows down the first player. Let's see if he can get more.
For a second I thought he actually got that kill. Oh boy, wait, he did actually get that kill. I read that wrong. Boy. M249 new meta shit?
Well,
Let go.
it's very early stages in the tournament, but it is twice now in 2 days that we have seen the M249. But of course, both jokes aside, both situations, one team clearly had the upper hand in the match. But look at this, we on all. We see the Nova, I see a Son-Off.
Yeah, I see a team having fun. That's what I see. Rush towards Banana. Captain Cook solo. They have the captain now, Anis, trying to get the 180 turnaround with the Nova, but unsuccessful in that attempt. Captain Cook. Push comes in and he's more than ready. Alexi B getting one with the Son-Off as well, adding insult to injury. This is getting one hell of carnage for Tier 1 to survive. Captain Cook looking for more. He hears Daddy. He knows he's towards the second oranges. But get right. You need to get that kill, please. No, Alexi B snatches it away. And 7-0, Tier 1. They seem to be a tier apart from WA.
The buy though does come in, the big green back on the hands of Patrick. Again though, the money they have right now, utility is going to be a problem. They're going to have to make do with just the SMG on Daddy Neil. He did, however, have enough money to maybe buy up a FAMAS, if not an M4, but he decides to go with the SMG. Not sure what the train of thought was behind that. Point blank range, Patrick plucks him out of the skies. Let's see if that does eventually lead to a change of fortune here. He's gonna have to hit a couple of nutty shots.
Ooh, that is... yeah, it was nutty, but in the wrong way. Ooh! Damn, it's like one tap extra here. Boy, what did we sign up for? This is just something completely unreal.
Well, we own all. They've come ready. They've come warmed up, and we get to see a lot of it on play here. I mean, no jokes. The fact that we own all clearly the better team here today in the server, but Tier 1. What do you think they're gonna do at this point of time, OG? Do you just keep buying? Do you change something up?
I'd say the way they need to change is their approach to the round. They cannot allow Weonall to get such control, because as soon as the first 30 seconds dissipate, Weonall are not only in a position where they have all the information, but they're in a position where they can make use of that information in such a disastrous way. The push is just unstoppable. Perhaps what you want to consider is the use of early defensive utility. Shell some down towards Banana, throw down a couple of nades. Captain Cook shouldn't be allowed to do this, and he's still going about it without being punished. this is something that we need to correct. The song alone from LXCB has gotten, I'd say, so much impact that Tier 1 just cannot do anything. They just cannot get aggressive because when they do, LXCB is ready with a shotgun on one end, and on the other, Captain Cook is just a madman towards Banana. The early nades would certainly be a huge help. And they need to start using a shade, or else this is just gonna go one direction, and we know which direction that is.
The double son-off with the AWP on with Oop. Not sure if that was intended there, but the early Molotov, he's able to dodge the peak coming in.
Yeah, they get the early pick, that's good. They had the early man advantage, which certainly would help. LXCB. Whew. As if things weren't looking bad already, now it's looking worse. Because both the players from Tier 1 are stuck towards the side. Not many people would consider this a mistake, but when... Yeah, we all don't even have to use utilities towards Banana. That means they have a lot of utilities to open the B setup with. Oh, I assume Wiz would have gotten the no scope as well. Captain Cook is gonna force the issue though. Does not allow his man to go down for free, and Anas is just gonna hold CD while Alexi just creeps in like a shark. And he might be slicing dice here. The sword of Pam Pam! East side boy, you ain't gonna survive. Bruh coming in with the M4. Finally gets some kind of response as a retaliation, but Captain Cook immediately shut it down. 10-0. And this might just be another 16-0. What do you think, Shade? What direction is this going in your head?
Right now, Tier 1, they've not got many directions right now to pursue. I think it's right now they really need to stop this early round aggression from VO and all. They've completely relinquished control up at Banana and mid. They haven't really done much in terms of contesting that, but a complete change from what we have seen with the first 3 matches so far is the fact that Tier 1 has the presence of mind to actually call a timeout. So
this is, I think, the first in the tournament, right?
The absolute first one that we have seen. Maybe they have something up their sleeve that we get to see is different, but I don't see that changing at least the tide drastically right now. But definitely use of early utility to stop VO and all from taking control of the map early on would definitely benefit Tier 1 towards the mid-round far better.
Oh, certainly. Now, I'm really happy that they at least called the timeout. That's something that I hope that many teams changed, and finally we have one that delivers. Hell, it doesn't matter even if you lose the game, even if you win the game. As long as you're playing the game right, you have nothing to be worried about. And this is a core mechanic that many players should try and replicate. Mentally reset before entering an important round, and bruh, you just gotta be feeling like, bruh, what can I do to win my team this game? The rotation is coming in from CD Arches, but Patrick only has a P250 to make do with. Certainly not the firepower that will put a stop to VO and all. One thing that is different though is the positioning, and this needs to be on point. He needs to get as much as he can from this Wiz. Instant refrag on a daddy. This just seems like a complete shutdown, Shade. Hellboy. What's the head? Might just get the headshot here. XM1014. You did not mess with that gun. It's all left on Chris. Coming in with the Nova. Perhaps just trying to pull off a dosia. Wiz should be able to hear him. No, he doesn't. Get one shot off my man. No! Could have gotten the deny. But that's a little too far-fetched. But now, we own all. Very comfortable position. And they're a team that I expect to go a little deeper in this tournament. They've been, like I said, underdogs for a real long time now. And it's finally time that they just leave that title behind and start becoming more of a dark horse in the tournament, where even though their names are heard, they're still a threat. They'll have that edge where people really won't read into them as much. entry from Captain Cook. Insistent as ever, leading by example. Pronax making his way out. Captain Cook on a spree with his third. GDR trying to survive here, hoping, crossing his fingers, but that's just quality meme material right there, boys. Clip it.
Clip it, save it, watch it over and over again, but it's not going to change the fact that Tier 1 are in a lot of trouble with this basic elimination. Best of one, he spins around 180, does decent bit of damage there, drops Captain Cook to 51, but the flawless run continues here for We Own All. 12th consecutive round on the board.
Right now, We Own All are, I'd say, one of the more so I'd say that they've been in the scene for quite a while, but they still lack that experience which would qualify them to be somewhat of a huge underdog, you know? I'd say this tournament is a very important one for them. If they do place, I'd say, towards the quarterfinals of this tournament, it would be a huge achievement. And this is their time to shine. This is a tournament where they expect to at least put up a real good result. This team is one of the teams that many people should have their eye on, especially going forward with this tournament. But now, it seems like Tier 1 are getting real close to winning their first round. The sawed off, the nade combo, the duel. These two guns are better than one, but Elixir still gets that kill. Hellboy, they know he's here, but they do not want to take that fight. The flash comes in. On the white peak is Patrick, but Hellboy might just get off the upper end, shoulder peak. Patrick spamming his way to victory. If Bro was able to get Alexi B in transition with the bomb, it could have been a round that Tier 1 would have won, but it seems like the wrong call was made towards B. WA gonna capitalize and Bro gonna realize his mistake in the rotation. No fail. Alexi on the reposition. Tier 1, are they gonna attempt this is the question then. Are they considering the safe? Patrick is taking an awful long time committing to this rotating. Max already has the angle. Bro just walks into those crosshair. Patrick probably gonna get down by Pronax, but yeah, I think silence sometimes speaks louder than words. So I'll just let silence do the job for me. Boy. (13-0). Two sawn-offs. A relaxed game for WA. And mind you, Tier 1, they have SMGs, but can they make it work is the question. They're going up close and personal. They are just trying to get this into a range where their investment would be feasible. So far, WA haven't had a problem taking any of these aim deals, clearly displayed by the scoreline. Flashes in. Patrick blind after that. Bro, the secondary flash. It's actually his own flash it's actually his teammate's flash that's blind. The Captain Cook knife found in the hand. We all have that moment. We all get that moment. Lexi spamming his way through the smoke with the sawn off. Mind you, you do not need to come into a full reload when you have the sawn off. You can just put in a bullet, punch in a low and reload yet again. Doesn't seem to matter. The AK is gonna win it out nonetheless. 14-0. WA. What do you think, Shade? Do you think Tier 1 is gonna win one round, or do you think it's gonna be another 16-0 today?
It's looking highly unlikely as rounds pass by. We own all. These aren't rounds that's, especially in day one, right? In the two games, we saw a lot of rounds that went down to a 1v2, a 1v3, a 2v4 situation. So though the scoreline didn't suggest it, the matches were a lot closer than this. This seems like one team clearly has got the other team's number. It's a good flick there from Patrick, but he's getting pushed real fast with the saw off to the face.
Boy, this is...
Wait, that is going to be key here if...
Yeah, they're going to split towards B. This is just done. the op, close range, and it's set out by a mile. Danny, good job on the first, but cannot really convert upon the initial success that he did have. Brill left in a 1 versus 3. Push through CT, should confirm the half. A clean 15-0 for now. It seems pretty evident that it's going to be 16-0. I'm just going to call it, because the firepower is just too much on the side of WA that I really don't think that they're going to have any problem with it whatsoever. You might even have some memes at the end of the day at the end of the pistol.
Yeah, 15-0. Last round, quite possibly the last round of the match here as Tier 1 switch over to the T side. We own all. What's their buy looking like? They've got armor on 4 players. Anays. But he did go for the deagle here. And he's going to take that up towards mid.
Might be for the memes. Might be for the memes. He's doing it for us all, ladies and gentlemen. Alexi, jump on the opener, push towards mid, does yield him a kill and some information, and should be able to get the first off. Wiz coming in with the USB, rushing down Banana like a madman. Again, the Glocks are overpowered at this range, but WA has so much firepower, it's just overwhelming.
Yeah, that is it. 16-0. Game, set, and match, ladies and gentlemen, tuning in. That was, yeah, there was like nothing more I can say about that. Apollonia, another match, another 16-0. Well,
oh dear, Tier 1. So we own all. I've heard that they're very experienced and they might actually be able to compete with some of the top teams in this tournament if they do get the chance. I would say that We Own All is a team to look out for. We should definitely see more of their matches and what they're capable of. Captain Cook played out of his mind, as well as Wiz on that AWP. How did you feel about that game?
Well, it was pretty much similar to the first game that we witnessed today. We Own All. Clearly were the better team, and Tier 1, they were completely out of it from the get-go. They did call a timeout when it was 10-0, but we didn't really see too much in terms of difference in strats. They tried stacking the B site on a couple of occasions, sometimes getting aggressive through A, but by and large, We Own All were pretty much dictating how that each round went. They were easily able to take control of the map, push the players from Tier 1 into a corner, into a position where they couldn't really do much round after round, and they were clearly the standout winners here today and progressed through to the round of 128.
All right, so congratulations to Deimos Force and We Own All. And that's actually a wrap for all the games that we will be streaming today. We will stream another 2 tomorrow. And remember, guys, this is the Rise of Legion CSGO tournament powered by Lenovo and Intel. And AFK Gaming is our media partner. So without further ado, it's pretty much a wrap. We saw 2 Stomps Shade. Yeah. And we'll be back tomorrow with more games. So stay tuned, do subscribe to this channel, and we will see all of you tomorrow. Bye, guys.
To the untrained eye, you look like everyone else. But you have another side. Embrace it with a machine that's worthy of you. Stylish on the outside, savage on the inside. Legion by Lenovo, powered by Intel Core i7 processors.